Howdy doody guys, this is Mrs. MacPhail and also Mr. Nutty here, and we're going to be talking today a little bit about how to go between units in the US customary system, which if you remember, I'll go back a slide, that's kind of what we use in the United States a lot. It's our way that we measure in inches, feet, miles. So your height is usually reported in the standard system. If you go to different places in the world like Europe, Africa, Asia, they'll use the metric system more often. Centimeters, meters, kilometers. We'll use both in this class, and it's important to know both of them. We'll also continue to practice measuring length. That's how far something is, the distance of it. So I wanted to focus on this today because one of the ways that you can go between units of length is by using like conversions or just knowing like a ratio. For example, we know that in 1 foot, there are 12 inches. So if I were to have a ruler and show you a ruler, you would know that there are 12 inches in that ruler. If I had a yardstick, it's like putting 3 rulers together. So if I had 3 rulers side by side, that would make, or length by length, that would make up 1 yard. So that's why we call it a yardstick. You might also hear it called a meter sometimes. That would be 3 feet, okay? If we know that in 1 foot there's 12 inches, so here's our foot, so here's 12 inches. Here's another foot, there's 12 inches. This is not to scale, by the way. And here's another foot, there's 12 inches. We would know that in 1 yard, there would be how many inches? We'd have to add them all up together. There would be 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 plus 12 would be 36. So in 1 yard, we have 36 inches. All right? We can get even fancier and talk about in a mile. So if you run the mile run in gym, that's 5,280 feet. Likewise, if I ask you how many inches are in 1 foot, you can tell me how many inches are in 1 foot as well. Or I'm sorry, what 1 inch is equal to 1/12 of a foot by dividing sometimes, which is a little tricky. And we won't focus too much on that as so much as I want you to get down and memorize this stuff right here. 1 foot is 12 inches, so there's 12 inches in 1 ruler. 1 yardstick has 3 12-inch rulers. And 1 yardstick is also equal to 36 inches, okay? I'm going to show you an example at the bottom of the page here because you'll need to know how to do this for your quiz. And if you're confused on the quiz, go back and let this little sheet up here help you with your conversions, okay? So, if we have 6 yards, how many feet is that? All right, so we know it's 6 yards. We need to find out how many feet. Well, what do we know? We know that in 6 yards, or in 1 yard, remember our yardstick, we have 3 feet. So we know that there's 36 inches in 1 yard, or 3 feet in 1 yard. So all we'd have to do is 6 yards times 3 feet. That would be 6 feet times 3 feet. You would get 18 feet, okay? If that's a little confusing, let's try another problem. I'm just going to put a blank page in here. Let's say that Mr. Nutty's house is 3 feet tall. How many inches tall is it? So we remember that in 1 foot, we have 12 inches. So if you were to double that and do 2 feet, it's just like laying another ruler down. So you would have 12 plus 12, or 24 inches. It's kind of like in and out tables if you kind of think of it that way. It's like a rule. So if we want to find out what 3 feet is, I'm sorry, this should be feet, not foot. Mrs. MacPhail made a MacPhail there. 3 feet would be equal to, add on another 12, 36 inches. Okay? My suggestion to you is to be able to go back to the video if you need help and be able to use this sheet to help you, okay? Especially this part that we have highlighted right here. Tomorrow we'll be looking at yardsticks and rulers again to help us measure. We'll see you later.